So, Snow White trailer released, and it's not very good. Even in the time it took you to make that stinger, it had 438. It's now 448. So it's actually gone up by quite a lot. Yeah. So look, it's not very good. This trailer released for D23. They also, bearing in mind, they actually released this at 1:20 in the morning, right? They put this online at 1:20 in the morning, American time. And it's done really, really bad. I mean, look, at the end of the day, this film is just the weirdest production. So for those that don't know, just because it's comical to go through it, King of the Dwarfs, Peter Dinklage, came out when Disney announced that they were making a Snow White movie. King of the Dwarfs, he got on his throne, his high horse, and he said, that's really backwards. You shouldn't be making dwarfs. So Disney was like, well, we won't be doing that then. We'll reassess all of that. So that basically got Disney to not hire actual dwarfs for the role of the dwarfs. So Peter Dinklage, well done, mate. You know, Peter Dinklage is doing his best Highlander impression in Hollywood. There can be only one. You know, he can be the only person in Hollywood, the only dwarf in Hollywood. But this is just absolute intangible nonsense. Like, all of it's CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, just all of it's just CGI. It's just all CGI. And there's been some clips that have released. I don't have them to play. But if you've got, and I wouldn't want to play them anyway because of Disney's wrath, but they're really bad. She's an incredibly unlikable actress.
Mm-hmm.
And it, this isn't to, it's not to, I'm not going to rag on her for like appearances or aesthetics or anything like that. A movie star has to have a certain element of charisma. They have to have a certain element of likability, endearment. They have to endear the audience to them as a person. That's what a movie star is. They have to be charismatic, endearing, likable. They have to have something about them, right? That sort of je ne sais quoi. And she doesn't. She doesn't have any of that. And also Disney have not helped her either, because they've given her the most ridiculous looking bloody hairstyle that they possibly could. She looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. All right. She looks like Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but yeah, you're right. She does.
And she's got this god-awful shit-eating grin on her face all the time, which is very, very, very it's very eerie. It's very unnatural. People don't like that. Because it's that sort of uncanny valley. She doesn't look human when she's doing that. But just the best thing about these trailers when they release now is the comments and the dislike to like ratio. It has been destroyed. 448,000 dislikes to 63,000 likes, which is absolutely awful. And the comments are equally as rewarding. Even this one, who else clicked on the trailer just to go to the comments? No dwarfs were hired during the making of our film. I have to admit, I do admire the bravery of Walt Disney Studios keeping the comment section open. Congratulations to Peter Dinklage, who got 7 dwarf actors fired and replaced with CGI. I mean, look, Shrek has more respect for Snow White than Disney does. Ugh. Oh, and also, sorry, just to clarify. So this is our Snow White, right? Yeah, that's our Snow White. Yeah. Who's the fairest of them all? You, obviously, Gal Gadot. Obviously, you are the fairest of them all by comparison.
Yeah.
That.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, and this isn't to be shallow or juvenile. That's not the point of this. But if you're like, optics matter. Like, I understand beauty is I understand there's a certain element where beauty is subjective, but there is also a highly objective element of beauty, which is actually all down to, it's an equation. It's all to do with symmetry of the face, basically. She is objectively less attractive than Gal Gadot. So unless Gal Gadot has a great big fall in this movie and smashes her face open, it's damn near laughable that they have Gal Gadot, the evil queen, going, "Oh, who's the fairest of them all?" And then one day the mirror's going to go, "Snow White." She's going to go, "Obviously not. What are you talking about?" So there you go. I don't have much else to say. I just thought this was comical. Over to you guys. Culture first, I guess, or Chris? Who?
I think it looks awful. I think it looks about what we expected it to look like. I think they shared that image of her in the Seven Dwarves cottage. Once all the stink was being made about, are we doing dwarves or not? Real actors, midgets, whatever is the proper politically correct term for the vertically challenged. And then we saw the outdoor photos of the behind the scenes people that looked like, a Benetton ad of diversity, which looked equally ridiculous and, like something from the Lost Boys of Peter Pan. And Disney's just lost their way. I think really you nailed it, Nate. Everything I see with Rachel Zegler now, and this was the same for the ballads of what was the Hunger Games movie she just did?
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Snakes, I think. Yeah. I can't go on.
Go ahead.
Well, I can't get past her. I cannot get past the actress herself and her off the cuff remarks that she has made that are like fingernails on a chalkboard, and everything she looks like, even that still shot you have right there, she doesn't look innocent. She looks like a bad girl playing someone trying to look innocent. Snow White was innocent and pure and had charm and effervescence, and they did not cast that. They cast whoever the latest it girl that Steven Spielberg was doing West Side Story with, that everyone thought she was the latest wonderkin. And I'm just not impressed. I haven't been impressed in anything. And every role she's in, she looks like she's acting. She doesn't look natural in anything. And I'm sure it's a lot of work and a lot of pressure to be the star of some Disney movie. I don't know how you're calling this live action when everything is animated except for her and the prince. I think I saw that comment. But she just this is going to come down to casting. And I get that Gal Gadot being the evil queen, obviously beautiful, and was frankly beautiful in the animated classic, but not as beautiful as Snow White, at least for that period, that culture. And of course she'll turn into this ugly, wicked witch, which I noticed they're not showing us what she's going to look like when she's the ugly, wicked witch.
No, they did.
Okay. Yeah, you do see that. All right, very good. But I think that I can't get worked up about this because I didn't care about the Peter Pan and Wendy movie. I don't care about any of these Disney live remakes anymore. So I might be intrigued if the star really reminded me of the original classic. And I was like, oh, wow, they're really doing this right. But this is going to be another Pinocchio for them, live action Pinocchio, I think.
Wow. Olaf has showed us something hilarious. I love you all so much. Look at Rachel Zegler on Twitter. She, her, hers. Oh, for God's sake. Can we go please, Hollywood. My pronouns are handsome and cool. You must refer to me as handsome and cool from now on. That's just so lame, man.
It's played out.
Oh,
and nice little humble brag at the end of her tweet there. Nice little humble brag, too. I'm in the middle of doing another great classic you've all heard of.
Oh, no, it's not that. That's not the funny. That's not the funny. This is funny. But then she also goes, and always remember Free Palestine. Oh for God's sake.
Is that why she's given side eye to Gal Gadot in recent press?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. They are not pals.
Hate it for you, child. One day she'll grow up. One day she will grow up.
No, she won't. No, she won't.
We'll see.
She ain't ever growing up.
Yeah.
But again, she's being ragged in her own comments. Imagine thinking you're cuter than Gal Gadot. Too many people don't tell you no.
Wow.
It's true.
It's hard to suspend
more than one like.
enough. It's hard to suspend disbelief enough to imagine a universe where Gal Gadot is jealous of Rachel Zegler's looks.
Wow.
Those 120 million views are for Gal. Your paychecks will reflect that difference, darling. Jesus.
Oh, there was some Gal Gadot hatred in
You're
there.
a DEI hire, can't act for shit, and you in your prime are still not a quarter as gorgeous as Gal Gadot in her 40s plus 4 children.
Dang.
Oh, goodness me. So funny. What do you reckon, Culture?
Look, I mean, you know, you reap what you see a show. Chris kind of said that, and she's reaping it. In fact, I hope she reaps the whirlwind. Why? Well, because she is quite thoughtless and hateful of others around her. And, you know, the Hollywood is firmly split down the middle. And what's surprising me right now is that, you know, the folks that are being, you know, attacked by a group of people that are bad, attacked by people that are bad are the ones being, show empathy and sympathy to the people who attacked you. I'm like, come on now. So she's dim-witted, and a lot of these people are, and it's fine, and they just have hatred in their heart, right? So it's pretty easy to not support people who have hatred in their heart. That's, I guess, the easiest thing for me to say. As far as the Snow White numbers go, who was surprised? I mean, even NPR is like doing articles about, wow, well, this renews all the things that people thought of her before. Yes, Disney, this wasn't going to go away. And if you were going to spend another $200 million on reshooting this from point A to point Z, you probably should have replaced her with somebody that's more attractive than Gal Gadot. Although I'm not sure you could find very many people that can fit that and can actually act and sing.
That's a big
that's the one, and that's the one thing and I hear you, Chris, when it comes to her performance in the Hunger Games prequel. Right? I was able to like separate her stupidity most of the time from her performance, and she can't really act well. She does a passable job for like a third tertiary character, right? But her voice is the thing that wins people over, and she sang a bunch of songs in that film and did quite well. And look, if you're looking for somebody who can play a plank of wood, there's a whole bunch of actresses in Hollywood that can do that. Brie Larson can play a plank of wood. Obviously, Evan Rachel Wood can also play a plank of wood. There's a lot of wood out there, guys. I'm just saying. Somebody gets my joke.
That was good. No, I like that. That was nice.
Yeah, Mr. H did not appreciate it. He's hot.
I'm just scrolling through these comments, and they are.
It's easy to get distracted with all the hottie shots of Gal Gadot. I mean, it's really incredible. I think this comes down to casting, and I think it was a mistake. And Disney's got to double down and go all the way with it. I mean, they're not going to back off. And good luck. It's failure theater for Disney again. I don't think this is going to surprise anyone. I don't think this movie is going to suddenly be a massive hit. But, at the end of the day, honestly, I don't care. I don't care who is in this movie. I'm not going to theaters to see it. This is for Disney. What do you call those people that are just obsessed with Disney? They're going.
Pixie dusters. Pixie dusters.
I knew there was a term out there. And then
or Disney adults, which is kind of
single wine moms who have children that they think, oh, we need to go see this new Snow White movie. So
this is just
I don't think I could handle this much pushback if I were her. I just
absolutely glorious.
Goodness.
She would have been better off if she just, STFU,
Yeah. It'll be funny anyway. This inevitably, all jokes to one side, this movie was never going to do well at all. They spent far too much money on it. The marketing campaign pre-release was very hateful towards the original. That matters. People have an issue with that. And again, you wheeled out a person that didn't like the original, who slated the original and said very questionable things about the original, like the prince was a stalker. You know, the concept of true love and all this kind of stuff, throwing out the window. And you know, you got to remember this is for children. Like, I think it's nice for children to have those sorts of stories. You know, whether you believe in that as a concept or not, I think it's nice to retain innocence as long as possible and have you know, children sort of idealize those sort of concepts. It's better to have them idealize those concepts than, well, all the nonsense which is thrown out today with pronouns and shit like that, I guess.
She, hers, her.
Yeah, precisely, exactly. So, you know, this is never going to do well. It's just funny watching it all.
I heard someone
around,
commenting on the scene where she shows up at the Seven Dwarfs home. Now, in the original classic, Snow White starts cleaning up. You know, she starts cleaning up, and then they come in, they organize it, and it's a fun scene. But in this version, she doesn't lift a finger. She just basically tells them all what to do to clean the place up. So again, I think that it's girl boss Snow White. Not interested. Not interested. No.
So we got some super chats about this. We got one from Chaos is Fun, because Chaos is Fun has been a member for 7 months. Says, Zegler, mirror, mirror on the wall. What dumbass comment can I make that finishes my career once and for all?
I like that.
Marshmallow says, Sydney Sweeney would have been a superior choice. I mean, look, I'm game for Sydney Sweeney being in absolutely anything. There's two very good reasons for Sydney Sweeney being cast in anything, quite frankly. So you know,
her talent and
great
her range,
her great eyes.
Okay, right.
Yeah, something, a talent. Yes, yeah, something like that, I guess. Whatever. Zombie Box Reviews cast Hamza Yusuf as Snow White. Yep. Goddamn. Very, very funny.